Nearly 1 year later, the super yacht seized in Fiji after the invasion of Ukraine is still docked in San Diego Bay off National City. The U.S. Justice Department says it's owned by a Russian oligarch. As
CBS 8's David Gottfredson reports, attorneys representing the boat's owner are working to get it back.
It's been almost a year since the Amadea, a 348-foot Russian super yacht, sailed into San Diego Bay after being seized in Fiji by the U.S. Department of Justice. The yacht remains in the custody of the U.S. government, docked in National City, even though a forfeiture court case still has not been filed.
It has 2 baby grand pianos, one of which is hand-painted. Has a mosaic tiled pool. It has silk carpets, silk furnishings that need to be kept in an air-conditioned environment.
The maintenance of the $325 million vessel costs an estimated $1 million per month, according to this petition filed recently in the Fiji Supreme Court. Attorneys representing the claimed owner of the Amadea are worried the yacht is not being properly maintained by government contractors. Petitioner understands that the Amadea has been docked in San Diego for nearly the past year and maintained in a manner below the required maritime standards, which is causing significant risks and depreciation, the petition reads.
You might think, you can lock up a super yacht and walk away and come back when the war in Ukraine is over, but in reality, these things take a lot of maintenance.
Journalist Stephanie Baker with Bloomberg News has done extensive research on the Amadea. She spoke to me via Zoom from London.
It needs to be washed regularly on the outside so it doesn't have to undergo a multi-million-dollar paint job. So these super yachts are sitting basically in a hostile environment of seawater and humidity that they will start degrading unless they're taken care of.
After the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the Department of Justice formed the task force Kleptocapture to enforce economic sanctions against a number of Russian oligarchs, including billionaire Solomon Kirimov, who the DOJ argues is the true owner of the Amadea. The petition filed in the Fiji Supreme Court argues the yacht's owner is an unsanctioned Russian tycoon named Edward Kudenatov, and the seizure of the Amadea was illegal.
The U.S. government has decided to go after these playthings of the Russian elite to crack down on what they say is sanctions evasion. And they're taking a tough line on this. And they do want eventually to be able to take the proceeds from these assets and use them to help rebuild Ukraine.
The petition also claims the maintenance costs would have been paid by the yacht's owner, not U.S. taxpayers, if the Amadea had simply been detained in Fiji and not seized by the United States. Out here live at Pepper Park in National City, currently the U.S. government is paying to maintain the Amadea here in National City. That $1 million figure is an estimate of what it typically costs to maintain the vessel. But the DOJ does plan to sell the yacht at auction eventually, which would pay for the expenses incurred by the U.S. government.
And it is a beautiful yacht, David. It's been nearly a year since that yacht was seized. I know a lot of people have traveled to the bay just to check it out. It's a curiosity for people. But why has no forfeiture case been filed in federal court at this point?
Well, the DOJ did not respond to a request for comment. One attorney told me typically a seizure case is filed within 90 days after the asset is seized, but not in this case. This is a very complicated case, and prosecutors are going to have to prove who actually owns this yacht, and that is going to take a lot of international research.
David Gottfredson reporting for us. Thanks, David.